So, how do you handle stress? The classic surprise that comes as an interview question, right? Most people either freeze or say something vague like, I work well under pressure, I'm passionate about my job, therefore, I know how to manage stress well. If you answer this question that way, you are just showing that you are unreal, unaware of everything happening in your environment, especially in the professional world that we know reeks of stress. Stress. Let's look at the best way to answer this question. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to answer this question with confidence, honesty, and strategy with a simple framework, real life example that interviewers will love to hear. But first, let's go to the purpose of this question. What are interviewers looking for when they ask you this question? Interviewers are not trying to tip you off. That's not what they want to achieve. They actually are asking this question because they want to know how you stay calm and productive when things don't go right. Yes, you heard me right. They also want to know, have you recognized your stress triggers, or how do you even recognize your stress triggers? And lastly, they want to know, do you have a healthy and professional way of managing pressure or managing stress? Because that's exactly what your answer should reflect. Emotional intelligence, self awareness, resilience. That's what you want to show them in your answer. Because one, stress is real. Two, pressure is real. Three, it is all over the workspace, it is all over the professional space. But showing how you can manage this, how you are self aware of it, and how you deliver results even under pressure gives you the right answer. And just say to the interviewer that they are dealing with a real human, not a robot, not a bot, not even artificial intelligence. So let us go to the framework that works all the time. Here is how I would like to structure my answer, and I recommend that you use this if you are struggling or even feeling guilty, when you answer this question. Maybe because you can handle stress well, or maybe because you cannot, so you're feeling guilty. Well, so the first part is about acknowledging that stress happens. Guys, let's not pretend. Let's not say we're immune to stress because it's a part of life, whether personal life or professional life. Stress is a part of our life. The next thing that you want to do is to share your method or strategy on how you manage stress. It's as simple as that. Do you manage stress by eating too much? Or do you manage stress by smiling? Or do you manage stress by counting 1, 2, 3, 1 to 10, or 10 to 1? Whichever way. Anyways, that's just on the lighter note. What is your strategy of managing stress? Then lastly, you want to give a real example that shows how your method really works. Does your method work? You want to show that example to them. Let's give an example, or a sample answer that can be used in an interview. I believe that some level of stress is natural and is a part of life. That is one, you acknowledging that stress is real, especially when deadlines are tight and the stakes are high. So everybody is under pressure. What helps me to stay organized and focused is understanding that I can only control what is within my power, and what I do next really matters. I use tools like Trevor to help me break big tasks into smaller things. I particularly like this tool because it's a visual tool that helps you to stay organized in any project, but in a fun, flexible, and manageable way. I utilize short breaks to reset. For example, I take a break to make a cup of tea when I'm overwhelmed and don't know what to do. Then when I return back to that task, I'm returning with a clearer head or a clearer mind. For example, in my current role, I had a last minute change to a product launch by the client 24 hours before the launch. I panicked, and so did everybody or the rest of the team. I took 15 minutes to regroup, reprioritize on the tasks, and especially on my last minute to do list. I immediately was able to recognize what we could activate to make this change in a simple way without causing disruption in the whole product. We implemented it because I immediately went to inform my line manager. We implemented it and we were able to hit our deadline. In fact, I also got a thank you from my clients. So for me, stress isn't about the problem or how you respond to that matter. That is what is important. So if you look at this answer, I have highlighted keywords like prioritizing, like focusing, like staying calm. Because the truth is, when you are in a panicked situation or when you're in a pressurized situation, your head is not calm, you can't think of results, you can't think of the best way to answer it. So you want to showcase that you can stay calm even in a pressurized situation, but you also want to show what method or what strategy that you use. So let's talk about some strategies that you can mention. Healthy strategies that you can talk about is the use of planning tools to stay ahead of your deadline, right? Secondly, you can also talk about strategies like taking brief mental breaks to help you recharge whenever you are stressed or whenever there is a pressure in front of you. Also, you want to talk about how you maintain a work-life balance to distress. Do you go to the gym after work? Do you like to dance? Do you have a dance session or a yoga class? What works for you? Also, you're talking about asking for support when needed, because see, there's no point getting overwhelmed carrying a task that a colleague can easily help you with or give you suggestion that can help you achieve the result that you require. So why are you carrying that? So when you're showing all of these strategies, it shows that you're aware of your situation and you know when to escalate. You want to practice or talk about times when you practice mindfulness or breathing techniques. These are several strategies that you can use. Also, you want to highlight that you focus on solving the problem and not panicking about it. These are the things that you can talk about. So when you look at these strategies, tie it to your story and the way that it will help you to acknowledge that you realize that there is stress. Let's talk about the do's and the don'ts. Quickly, never say, I don't get distressed. That's unrealistic. That's not real. Everybody gets stressed, don't we? Because it's part of life. We get stressed, we can't meet that deadline and we stress about it. Don't be too personal. There's no need to mention your breakdown, your panic moments, you get stressed when things are changed and all that. There is really no need. Everybody knows that when things get changed or when there is constant change, people get stressed. Don't be negative or dismissive. For example, oh, I look away when things get stressed. Don't push the blame to other people. Keep the focus on your action, not what your colleagues didn't do. Stay professional, but ensure that you're authentic. So let's list some of the things that can cause stress. One, workload. When you have a lot of workload, that can cause a lot of stress for you or for your team members, and sometimes some of those stress will just bounce on you. Secondly, changing priorities and deadlines. When you've got so many changes in your priorities, today you have to deliver in a week, the next day you have to deliver in 3 days, it disrupts your plan and it causes you to stress out. Another one, feeling unsupported. Imagine working with a team, but you feel like you're not working in a team. That can cause a lot of stress. Toxic environments can cause a lot of stress. Not having a defined role or defined jurisdiction of your role, because you end up doing somebody else's job, it's causing a lot of conflict. That is causing stress, that is causing pressure. A violent, or a threatful work environment where you are bullied, where you feel like there are a lot of threats or threatened words being used, that can cause stress. We also personal stressors like childcare issues, financial issues, or when you don't even have a peaceful home or you don't have a peaceful environment, that can cause stress, wouldn't it? When you're feeling a lack of control, that can also cause stress for you. A poor physical working environment where you're working in a place where there is no light, the room is really hot, that can cause you to be stressed. Lack of career growth or potential growth. So these are some lists of things that can cause stress, and it's quite important that you understand what's causing your stressor, because if you identify those, you can know your strategy on what to do. Is that you step aside, you escalate, or you push that task to another colleague. I would like to hear some of your work stressor triggers. Drop them in the comment below so that we can know how it helps. I'm sure I've not mentioned everything that's causing stress for different people, because different people have different stressors, right? So, guys, stress is real, and understanding how to answer this question brings a real person out of you to the interviewers and shows that you understand your stressor and you are already managing this. If this video has helped you feel more prepared to answer this question, or even help you understand what your stressors are, what your work stressors or what your personal stressors are, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more interview tips, and let me know what your stressors are in the comment section below. How do you handle stress at work? I would love to read it. I would also maybe feature it in one of my videos to help other people that are going through this or finding this tricky interview question difficult to answer. Until we see in our next video, bye.